Very good. Representative Jamie Santora.
Good morning. Over here to your right. Act 17 of 2013 reorganized the Philadelphia Municipal Courts to assume the duties of the Philadelphia Traffic Court. Your budget materials indicate that there's still a remaining traffic division judge. When will this position be eliminated, and are there any cost savings associated with the overall transition?
Yeah, I believe that there is one traffic court judge in Philadelphia who is transitioning out at the end of this year. In terms of the budget impact, I don't really know what the exact amount is, but it's certainly a vanishing position if that's what your question is. It's over at the end of this year.
Okay, so it'll be complete at the end of this year. Okay, great. The Judiciary is asking for $12 million increase for the county court reimbursement, which in a line item in the 2017-18 budget to be returned. Right. So if it's returned, the amount would be $35.1 million. The governor proposed $23.1 million. The $12 million reduction was done in 16-17. How much less did each county receive in 16-17 versus 15-16? And would the counties likely see the same allocations in the 17-18 if it was level funded as they did the prior year? And are you aware of how this revenue loss impacted the county courts?
The answer to the first question is the reimbursement at the county level is, I believe, based upon a formula that's statutorily driven. Okay. So that level of funding, percentage-wise, would be consistent across the board, regardless of the level of funding. The reason we are asking for reinstatement of full statutory funding, which is what it would be if the additional $12 million was appropriated this year, is because the counties rely on that supplement in order to, provide the services within the county that service our judges. I mean, frankly, from our perspective, this funding is critical to our president judges within each of the counties who have, in certain circumstances, wonderful working relationships with county commissioners and, can work through funding issues. And in other situations, not so much, not because of the lack of a relationship, but very much so because of a lack of funds. So we're here to ask for that reinstatement so that our president judges have the latitude, within the counties in order to fund appropriate support services. As to the impact of the cut last year, we can only report anecdotally what we believe to impact have been last year, because we hear from our president judges, those of whom who have issues as a result of the lack of, the funding per judge. What we perceive, though, however, is if that lack of funding continues, it's going to have a snowball effect as time goes on, because it may have been possible in 1 year to essentially rob Peter to pay Paul. If this continues, it's going to be a gap within the funding at our Court of Common Pleas level that's ultimately going to take its toll. And, this is the Court of Common Pleas level that does absolutely some of our best work in terms of the special courts that we put forward. And although that funding is not directly necessarily related to those special courts, certainly from the support perspective, it assists the courts of common pleas in the judicial districts in providing those kinds of services. So
when you say special, are you referring to like the veterans courts and things
court,
like that?
Adult drug court, yep. Mental health courts, and truly one of the crown and glories of the judiciary. And I put this on the Court of Common Pleas levels. Our court, the AOPC, is assisting other common pleas courts to set up various special courts, and that's what we're good at. We can coordinate services. We can impart information from one judicial district to another. But you know,
I don't mean to interrupt, but he's going to cut me
Okay.
off, and I just want to get the last
tell me when to stop.
piece of it. So the special courts is one of the specifics. Are there other specifics that that funding goes to? When you say support, I'm not assuming it's their support staff, but certain programs they do?
Representative, I am going to cut you off because you did get your question out before the red light.
Okay.
If we have time, we will try and do a second round for anybody.
Thank you.